There we go. Boom. If you have ever been to a Keller Williams Platinum team meeting, you know that we always get started with a technical error. And then we go into bucket fills. So who can tell me what a bucket fill is?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. Yes, exactly. What else?
Thanking someone for a kind deed they did for you.
I love that. Yes. Thanking someone for a kind deed. What else? Milestones. I love that. Yeah. Anything else? What else is a bucket fill to you when we go through these? So everybody was right. Bucket fill is your opportunity to share. If you're ever on any of the pivot shift calls with James Shaw in the morning, I like what he does. He says, just tell me something good. Tell me something you've got good going on. A bucket fill is someone, whether in this office or outside of this office, has gone out of their way to do something for you. This is your opportunity to pour back into them to let us know about that. The way that we always get this started, and again, well, I'll go ahead and let some of y'all know. If this is your first Keller Williams Platinum team meeting, we are going to do a part later on where we're going to ask you to stand up individually and tell us a little bit about yourself so we can all get introduced to you. So I'll go ahead and prepare you for that, let you know that we're going to be doing that. And the way that we get this started off is I would like everyone to stand up, and we're just going to take a few minutes to go around the room and share with others what your bucket fill is.
The coach is doing a good job with my job. Let's start finding our seat.
Okay. I can't change it at this point. That's okay.
You can unhide it.
All right, so who wants to give us an opportunity? I'd love for us to all hear.
That needs to go like through here yet.
Yeah, has everyone signed on the, oh, there's two of them.
Okay, I'll come together, no worries.
Has anyone not signed in?
Not signed on me.
That's probably not the right way to ask that, to have like one person have to raise their hand. Who wants to share with us what either your bucket fill was, or if you heard a great one? Who wants to share with us?
We had the same one. We want to thank Nicole for teaching us some command stuff this morning. I learned stuff I didn't know.
Nice. Thank you, Nicole. Who all is at Nicole's class? Who all is going to be at Nicole's next class? I see a lot more hands. All right, we took a picture of that, and we're going to hold you to that. Who else?
My bucket fill was just being able to come into the office, like to come to a team meeting. I'm dual career, so I don't have a chance to kind of, be hands-on. So my bucket fill this morning was spending 30 minutes with Miss Frida, and then basically just coming in and seeing faces that I know and faces that I don't know. I'm Stephanie, and I'm glad to.
Luis Hernandez, so I'm grateful that I was able to pass my license after like no try, so happy to be here. And I'm also thankful for Jackson that took his time to greet me to the office, because I just walked in and he was in a meeting, he stopped whatever he was doing and took his time, so hey, thank you so much.
What else? Let's get 2 or 3 more, and then we'll move forward. Tim?
I'm thankful for the energy, babe. The energy that we're getting off of everybody that's coming into the firm now is just through the roof, and they're so open to what's going on. I know a lot of the changes that we've made over the last 6 months, and it's paying big dividends with the energy that's coming through from the onboarding process all the way into the coaching. And Nicole, again, killing it. Thank you for everything you do. Jackson, all the future bringing in, it's awesome.
That's y'all.
Well,
That's y'all. Terrence, and then Nicole.
I want to thank Edie for turning me on to Clubhouse last year. I cannot believe how much I picked up from that app, from listening to calls.
Tell us a little about that with Clubhouse.
Clubhouse is an app, and they have different rooms that you can listen to. There's 3 or 4 rooms that I listen to around real estate in the mornings, and it's real estate agents from across the country and social media people. And it's just amazing the tips you can pick up from there.
So there's like live calls.
Yes, there are live calls. Some of them you can catch the replay. So a lot of them, there's one that starts at 6 o'clock in the morning, one that starts at 6:30 in the morning, one that starts at 8 in the morning, but you can listen to them later on in the day. The benefit is being on live, when you can actually talk to the people and ask questions when they talk about a new app that they're using. You can get some feedback, or you can talk to them about what they're using from there.
Give us an example of one of the groups that you've joined.
Real estate, Early Birds Talking Real Estate. That's a great one on there. They're on every morning. They come on at either, I think, 6:15. Tuesday, they have Chris Hurley on running scripts. One day out of the month, they will talk about the events that they're doing next month or next holiday, which will give you some good tips on events. And they talk about social media and apps as well.
Yeah. So if you didn't hear that, that is the Clubhouse app. And one of the groups that Terrence talked about was Early Birds Talking Real Estate. A really great live opportunity, and they do have the replays of those. And then Nicole, you had one too?
I wanted to actually thank you guys. I wanted to thank Becky, Jackson, and Brian, because everybody always thanks me because they see me doing stuff, but these guys gave me an opportunity to serve all of y'all. So thank you for believing in me and giving me the chance.
Thank you. All right, so and we are very grateful for you. We're very grateful for you.
Never leave us.
Next, we're going to get into something that I believe was done before, but I don't think we did it in 2023. But we want to get it restarted here. Hear this, and that's going to be a monthly culture award. And what we're going to do is we're going to recognize someone in the Market Center who has poured back in not only to our agents, but to the community. And I think everyone is going to fully agree with who we as a staff have picked for this month's Culture Award. And the way that we're going to do it moving forward is we want the person who's presented to kind of be a help for us to pick the next Culture Award for the next month. We want them to let us know who they see deserves that award for the next month. Now, maybe sometimes they pick themselves. We'll have to see. But this person not only, and I think everyone will 100% agree that this person not only pours into the agents here at the office, whether it's by putting a lot of work into scheduled classes or by giving little tidbits about things like Clubhouse, giving their knowledge all the time, giving those little nuggets that are going to help take people a long way. And then also being a leader here at the Market Center, someone who always shows up, who is always, if you know this person, at some point, I guarantee you, they have gone out of their way to help you. And so for the January 2024 Culture Award is Edie Hammer. So Edie, we are so grateful for everything that you do here in the Market Center. And if you have the opportunity as we go through, let's all give a huge thank you to Edie for everything that she does. Like I said, not only she helped Terrence find those little things like that, but she does big things truly throughout our Market Center. And I don't believe we would be where we are at without you. So thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
See that. So next, I know we went over this last time. This is our authored by the ALC mission statement for Keller Williams for 2024. Who wants to read that out for me?
Keller Williams Platinum is a caring, inclusive, and growth-minded company that invests in our agents through top-notch support, training, and integrity with teamwork and hard work.
I love that.
What does that mean to y'all? What stands out?
Teamwork. Teamwork at the core.
Well,
Exclusively. Growth minded. Integrity.
So this, like I said, this was authored by our Agent Leadership Council. And we truly want to, well, we have Keller Williams mission, vision, value. You know, we talk about those every key meeting. This is authored by our agents here. This is authored by us. So this is something that no matter what we do, I'm going to talk about this every single team meeting. And then we also have a clicker that I'm just not going to use. We also have another tech goal. We also have big goals. We're going to talk about these every single month in our team meetings. We have big goals. Because what has happened in our market, while we may hear, oh, you know, maybe the market's down, we as an agent have an opportunity. We have the opportunity to take what we need out of this market. And so we want, as a Market Center, to have a big goal that while you are shooting for your personal goals, this is something that not only do we want to shoot for this, do we want to build a little bit of competition around this? We want to be the best, not only firm, but we want to be the best Keller Williams in the entire triangle. We want to be the place that people know they go to and they want to build a big life. So these are our goals. We're going to talk about these, and we're going to start tracking them. So we used to have a lot of stuff up on that wall, but we're going to start tracking it. We're going to start showing our progress towards hitting these goals. And this is something that the research that we have done, the numbers that you see up here are our agents. Every single person in this room will be living a big life, will be building a big business when we hit this goal. This big goal for the Market Center is built individually by you building a big business and by you having the life that you want. So while we can show that one number, truly it's going to be a piecemeal of everyone in here building a big life. So we're going to go over those every single morning as well. Now we also have, I can just hit the next button. That is nice. We also have.
Can you back up just for a second?
I can, yes, sir.
So I know the big thing is up there. What does that look like transaction sites closed? What would that be per month?
136.
136. And how many have we closed so far for this month?
We have closed 50 so far this month.
That's a lot of agents. 50
135 new KWP agents. Is that over top of where we are currently?
Yes. So that's to
That's
grow,
gross.
yeah, grow this year by 135. So we have some birthdays, and I actually know, so we have some amazing agents in here with birthdays in January. I know if you had the opportunity to talk to Sylvia, today is Sylvia's birthday. So make sure you reach out to her. Yeah, so Tara's hopping on that. Make sure that you are telling her happy birthday today. I thought about FaceTiming her, but I thought that might embarrass her. But make sure if you see anybody on this list, make sure you wish them a happy birthday at multiple points during this month. We also have January anniversary. So what this means is this is one more year that we have been in business with these amazing people. So we are absolutely blessed to be in business with every single one of you. And with this being another year anniversary, that's very important to us. Now is our opportunity to recognize some of our newcomers. So if this is your first team meeting, first off, I want you to raise your hand if this is your first Keller Williams Platinum team meeting. All right, so we've got 3 people who, like I said at the beginning, we all want to get an introduction to. So y'all tell me who wants to go first. Who wants to get it on? Oh wait, we have 4. Yeah, we have 4. 5. I didn't see this side of the room. We got 5. All right, so let's do this.
We've got one online too.
Awesome.
That's 6.
Go ahead.
So like I said, Luis Hernandez, originally from Dominican Republic. I used to live in Maryland and joined the Marine Corps, served 4 years, then got out, and I'm still in the reserve. And decided to become a real estate agent because I bought a property, then I got deployed, I rented out, and the tenant didn't want to pay me. But you guys said, "Oh, I actually love that. I love fighting with that lady."
Marine, so.
Yeah. So going through the process of I'm gonna take a tour and it's just a back and forward, it just got me excited. So she eventually moved out, but after that, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to real estate, but I got deployed, I couldn't do it. Then I'm going on the house. I sold it, and I was like, whoa, in a year, maybe this much money, and it just blew my mind. And the other one, the first one, I still have it, paying the mortgage and still giving some money. I love it. So I was like, I'm becoming a real estate agent, and that's how I ended up here.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Who's next?
Hi, everybody doing? My name is Marcus Thomas. I'm from Raleigh. I decided to be a real estate agent after working in healthcare for 13 years. So I just want to make money here, folks.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I grew up in Mount Olive, North Carolina. I love that little town. I've done EMS for about 5 years. I just wanted something new. I bought two houses and sold one, and I love the process. I work with Charlene Payne, and she's amazing. And I just want this new life, and I love it so far, and I'm glad to be here.
Well.
Hi everyone, my name is Veronica. I'm originally from Russia, lived 8 years in Miami, Florida, and somehow ended up in North Carolina. Yes, yeah. In the first place, I'm actually a photographer, videographer, graphic designer, and marketing specialist. Why I decided to go to real estate agency, I have no clue. I guess I just love new challenges. And I was bored. So I decided to pursue this career, and hopefully it will succeed.
There you go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica Farnall, and I am originally from Zebulon. Live in Wendell, lived in Wendell for 10 years now. Yeah, right. I came from the food service industry all my life, and I've always loved real estate. I've always just kind of researched it for fun. I went through the home buying process about 9 years ago, and my agent actually told me that I was in the wrong business and that I should get into real estate. And he tried for about 9 years to recruit me, but I ended up coming here, and I like the team feel, the culture, and just everything that Keller Williams has to offer. So super excited for the challenge. So.
Oh, this is for second team.
Second team. Did you already get to stand up and introduce yourself to everybody?
Probably didn't, but I was. Okay, my name is Shadeja. I am originally from New Jersey. I moved here 3 years ago. I always was interested in real estate, but at the time that I thought about it, was 2008, which was not great. But it always been a passion for me to learn it. I don't have any properties just yet. I am in a process of probably getting my own. And I love it here so far. Jackson has been amazing. Before I signed with Keller Williams, he has gave me every inch that he could give me, and it really pushed me forward to be here today.
Was that it?
Somebody's online.
We got somebody online as well.
Yeah, we have two. Actually, we have two. We have Danielle and Terrace.
There we go. Let me pull y'all up then.
Good morning. My name is Danielle Dancy. I am born in Ohio, raised in Northern Virginia, but I have been here in North Carolina for 20 years. I am a proud alumni of North Carolina Central University. I got my bachelor's and both of my master's degrees from there. I work full-time as a juvenile justice behavior health consultant, and I'm also a professor. And I got into real estate because I love real estate, and I am interested in building some financial stability for the next generations, building legacy.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me? I'm not sure. I'm in my work computer.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Hello, I'm Terrace Moss. I live in New Jersey. I've been a New Jersey realtor for about over 25 years, but I'm relocating to North Carolina, buying property in Knightdale. Thank you to Terrence, who both sponsored me and helped me find my home in Knightdale. So that's due to close in the summertime, where I will be coming in, not full-time, more full-time. Right now, I'm looking to do referral business. Terrence and I already have our first customer. So excited about that. And again, I'm a dual career agent. I work in the pharmaceutical industry full-time as a clinical scientist, and looking forward to putting feet on the ground and getting over to North Carolina. So.
Yeah. All right. So thank you to everyone. We are super excited. Super excited. So next we are, let me make sure. Terrence, if you want to hit that raise your hand button, unless you just want to be highlighted for us the entire time, we would love for you to be highlighted for us. And if you don't, yeah, there we go. So now the next person to talk will pop up there. So next we are, as we all know, our big focus moving forward is listings. So this is our opportunity from this last team meeting. Who has taken a listing since the last team meeting, since we last talked about that? Because we want to know where you got it, where it came from, how you did it. Tell us a little bit about it.
Let's see, we took a listing, well, we've taken multiple listings. One of them was, a little bit easier because they purchased a new construction home. And so once they closed and moved, then we engaged on selling their home. So a little bit easier process, as far as that goes. You kind of make the assumption, early on when you have the conversation, two-part process, buy a house, sell a house. So we were in on that. Nothing real earth shaking there. Other listing that we took was a call in from our neighborhood. Just, I would say a sphere, somebody we know, not necessarily somebody that we've broken bread with previously, but they knew us, knew who we were, and they are relocating out of state. So they called us. We went to what we call a listing appointment, which is just sort of a presumptive close. You called me to sell your house. We're here. Here's what we're doing. We're going live. We've signed the paperwork, pictures, et cetera, et cetera. So
nice. Who else? Who else has listings coming?
Angela said she's got one that goes active today on 503 South 10th Street in Irwin. The seller is from her sphere.
I have one that went live since the last time we talked. It's 117 Polaris in Garner, right at 4042. Excellent townhouse. And I'm sitting down to get a listing agreement signed Thursday with a property in Neal's Farm in Angier, if any of you are interested.
Nice.
All sphere.
I forgot. Yes, that was something that I agreed to do. We're tossing out candy to everyone who talks about a listing they have coming up or a listing that they have taken. So now who wants to tell us about the listing? Yeah, and we can't, no fake ones, all right? No.
Clearly, I need to do a better job of saying where it is and what it is and how much it is.
Y'all said, you said you have one coming up as well?
Wendell Falls is our
Yeah, and we actually have two coming up that are they're our own properties.
Oh, okay.
But we are getting ready to list two. Yeah.
Well, that deserves candy too. You're ready for it. But we're doing, watch the glasses. Who else? Tim? Oh, this is gonna be dangerous.
Both in Henderson, one's a traditional 1970s ranch, gonna list at 200,000 on a 3/4 acre. The other one's 10 acres with a 2-acre pond, so 4,000 square foot base in the pond with a full walkout basement. We're gonna list it at around 6K.
What town?
Just up in Henderson, north of Wake Forest, by about 30 minutes.
All right, is everybody ready for this toss?
No.
All right, it's coming right to you, I guarantee it. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was two.
That was two. Second perfect toss. Right at Clark.
Oh, thanks.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Do you have any listings coming up?
I have one I just listed.
Tell us about it.
2409 Parkway. It's on a little cute subdivision off of 401. 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch, big fenced yard. You can walk under the house. It's a whole like setup for like a workshop under there. It's great. 400,000.
Why are the people selling?
They want to move closer to their parents.
How'd you know that?
Because I'm the listing agent. They're past clients. Yeah.
All right. So remember, we're going to be tossing out candy over time. This is Becky's candy. So everyone say thank you, Becky, for so yes, we are going to be talking about our listings coming up because that is our focus and what we focus on. Expand. So and now we're going into what we're doing. We're going into Brian.
Just a couple questions. Is that how many listings was that we have that they've taken? Did anybody happen to count that?
I didn't count now.
6 or 7. How many people are in the room?
A lot.
Don't break it down.
Yeah, that's where listings have to be the focus, folks. It just has to be. We're gonna beat this horse. I'm just, that's just the only way we're gonna survive is by getting listings. And I'll talk about this a little bit more here, but if there's been some numbers coming out that the, I'm not trying to scare anybody. This is just that, you know, the numbers that are there, but they're talking about another 17% decline in listings this year. Now, as Jackson has mentioned, is that as long as we focus on it and we go get ours, then nobody else can, we don't have to worry about it. But if there's no listings, there's nothing to sell. So again, hopefully I'll have some time here and I want to jump into that as that belief that we have. What beliefs are we holding on to about listings that we need to change our beliefs on? Because we can't change anything about ourselves until we change our beliefs. So, but listings.
Yeah. And so to figure out something a little bit about how listings are coming on the market, I want to invite Joe and Valerie up for a little bit of a highlight so we can learn a little bit about your business. Let's give them a round of applause. So first off, tell us a little bit about who you are. And this is getting me out of this.
This feels kind of weird.
Well, I'm Valerie Deloach. We are Y Realty Group. We were an independent firm for 5 years and have joined, when did we join, Hillary?
July, August.
Okay. But we love it so far. Anyway, I've never introduced myself at a meeting, so there you go. But Joe and I together, we're a blended family. We have 4 kids, 20, 21, 23, and 24. So we're empty nesters and 2 golden retrievers. I love to read. We love to go to the beach. That's my happy place. So anyway, that's a little bit about me.
We live in Wendell.
Yeah.
Moved there from Raleigh, so we're both from Greenville originally, North Carolina. Go Pirates. This red I'm wearing is a little, it's a little stuffy.
Looks nice.
But we started our firm in 2018. I was in consumer and auto finance for a number of years. So I did repossess cars once upon a time for a while. I did that. So what we do now certainly brings a lot more joy to people than collecting money and repossessing cars. So, we're actively involved in our community. We hear all the time from Becky and Brian and Jackson. How do you guys do all the things that you do? Because obviously we run a very successful business, but I'm also a town commissioner. Valerie is the former Chamber of Commerce president in Wendell. Rotary Club president. Valerie's the president-elect. She'll be the first female president in the history of the club. So
wow.
And, you know, I joke, I wear a name tag often. I have a whole pocket full of name tags sometimes, depending on what we have going on. So that's us in a nutshell. You can find us on social media if you want to tire yourself out.
Well, tell us a little bit about like your real estate journey, where you started, and then what does your business look like now?
I started back in 2016, January of 2016 in real estate, and I joined a team immediately when I jumped in. The first year, you know, I did, I think 12 transactions, but like 10 of them came from the team. The next year I did like 12 or 14 transactions, and like 11 of them came from my own sphere. And I realized I didn't need to be on a team. So I quickly made the adjustment there. I couldn't find the right home. And Joe just encouraged me at that time, after 2 years in business, to just go out on my own. So I did. And what we decided to do is, at that point, we had moved into Wendell, and we said, let's just get completely invested in the community. Let's do everything that we can to just be a part. And so we completely jumped with both feet into Wendell. Pretty much anywhere you go in Wendell, you see us. I mean, honestly, people really do daily say, how do you do everything? But we just really enjoy being a part of things. I work at food pantry, you know, I mean, it's all things that we just like to be a part of. And I say all that and you're like, what does that have to do with your business? It has a lot to do with our business. I mean, because of who we are in the community, people call us. I may be terrible about follow-up. I don't call leads. I mean, I don't do a lot of the things that you're supposed to do. However, because of what we do, we get calls daily. Hey, can you come sell my house? I don't know you, but you know, I've heard about you, I've seen you everywhere, I follow you on social media, whatever, and they ask us to help them. So that's been a huge source of listings. Like you said, for us, it's just becoming a neighborhood expert. And that's what we've done. It's found a niche. It's hard to do in a big city, but in a small town like Wendell, we found a niche and it has definitely worked for us.
And that's a piece of that is just being engaged. We're very intentional about engaging. And you know, it may not be an example that works for everybody because you may not live in a small town, but you live in a neighborhood, you live in a development, you live in an apartment complex, whatever the case may be, and you have to be intentional about spending time out and about in whatever your world may be. That sphere, you know, whether you play softball or you cook or you have kids, you know, dance class, like all the things that you do day to day, it's real easy to drop your kids off and then go do something different. It's also a thing to drop your kids off, hang out, engage with folks. What do you do?
Yeah, I was gonna say where is why everywhere.
And that's just part of being more intentional. You know, we preach all the time, don't be a secret agent. If you are a secret agent, you are doing yourself a disservice. We're in your face, so to speak, but we're not real aggressive about, I'm in real estate, this is what I do, don't you need to buy or sell? That is a business model for some people. Ours is more relationship driven and being out and about, available, intentional, and help all the people that you can help, whether it makes you a penny or not. If you help, they will remember that you helped, regardless of whether you made any money.
I mean, I wrote a sympathy card to someone yesterday because their cat died. You know, I mean, we try to stay as engaged as possible. If it's something that's important to people and you see it on social media, write them a note. I mean, I write letters. I can't even tell you how many letters I write a week. I go through so much stationery, but that's what I enjoy.
I get credit for them too.
Yeah, he does. I have to tell him who I sent things to because people say, thank you for the letter. And he goes, you're welcome.
So how do you all do that? How do you you secure these people? You make sure that they're going to come at you, but at no point it sounds like are you pushing about it? How do you make that? How are you intentional about that?
Well, authenticity is like my word. You know, I feel like I don't ever want to come across as being like, I'm asking you something because I want something from you. That is totally not who I am. So we work really hard to just be interested in people. I mean, you've been around us where you've commented, you teased me before because I had said, oh, well, how did so-and-so turn out or whatever? And you're like, did you know that? I just listen. But we try to really be aware of what's going on. And like I said, it's funny, I always say I'm terrible about following up with my past clients. Well, you've already heard I'm clearly not. In my mind, I am because I don't call them and say, hey, how's the house? But I do follow everybody on social media so that I can see what's going on, so I can send letters, cards, for happy birthday cards. I write so many birthday cards. I mean, I probably do 5 to 7 a day. It's a lot, but
and they're not and we're not putting business cards in the birthday card. You know, it's not a Joe and Val or Val and Joe, I should say. I'm sorry. Wow, Realty Group. It's, you know, hey, we genuinely care about you and think about you and pay attention. And that's the part that in my mind kind of exceeds all of the calling X number of leads. And you have to support your business. You have to make money, right? I get that. So you have to do those things that you don't want to do to be successful, but you also have to be very intentional about engagement. So.
Yeah, and we sprinkle it in, you know, with social media and stuff. Obviously, we sprinkle in plenty of work stuff too. it's not just what we're doing, but, yeah, we definitely sprinkle it in so people remember.
Yeah. Well, before I get to my last question for y'all, first off, very, very grateful for y'all to share with everyone kind of what has gotten your business to where it is. Before I get to my last questions, do we have one or two questions that any of y'all out here would love to ask?
Have one. This is gonna be a window question. I can answer this.
Wanted to specifically, yes, how would I go about getting involved in my community? Where would I start?
You first, I would say, think about what you enjoy. For me, you know, when we first got there, I was interested in the Chamber of Commerce. So that's where I got involved first. It started as an ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce, quickly became a board member, and then became president for 2 years. Through that, I got to know about a lot of other nonprofits and things. Our calendar, we joke about it, but it's color coded, and yellow is community stuff. And if you look at our calendar, you're like, how do they actually do business? Because it's so yellow. But again, it's people we meet through it. I was interested in the food pantry. So now I do that 4 days a week.
And food's my background, and I don't know how extensive the food pantry is.
It's the big one where the big truck comes through and we load up all the boxes, and I mean it's very physical and
right.
But that's a great thing. Do I get any business out of food pantry? Probably not a penny. I mean, honestly, but that's just something I really enjoy, and people they talk, I'm sure that I'm there, you know. But anyway, I think it's all about just finding what you love first. And then, you know, tapping into that, because there's so many opportunities.
And that's, you know, the common ground piece. And it's, you know, again, nothing earth shattering. You have to find out what you love. And then if you hang out in a room with other people that enjoy the same things like this, you know, we can talk real estate. Most of us, I would think, enjoy talking about it. And so there's common ground here. And so when you go to your coffee shop, or if you play softball,
sure,
or you join the adult kickball team, I would just encourage you. There are a lot of things that you can do that you can spend money on. You can sponsor, like if you're going to play on the adult kickball team, you can sponsor the team. Everybody's, you know, wearing your shirt, your name is on the schedule, but at the end of the day, you have that common interest, and people will think about you down the road. And it's not, you know, you're not blowing them up and texting them and, hey, how about now? You ready to buy or sell now? Hey, what about, it's a gradual, you know, 5.5 years we've had our firm. We're both in top producer council in Wake County. And it really it's a blessing, just simply because we have not chased transactions. We have chased, as we say, relationships.
And we're happy to talk to you, because I know pretty much, I mean, there's so many things, community garden, I mean, there's so much you could get involved in Windham.
Awesome. Thank you.
Definitely reach out.
Citizen boards in town,
yep,
if you want to be involved there as well.
I have no idea what that is.
Even better.
If it's politics, I'm not a yes man, so.
Even better.
That's why I was recently unemployed, probably.
That's all right.
So.
Yes,
Luis, you had a question?
Yes, so my question is, with the experience that you guys have now, looking back at your first year, what would you guys have done different? I guess you were doing good, but for a new agent, not to get desperate, how do you go about, I gotta make some money, I gotta make money, instead of building that relationship first?
It's hard not to get discouraged. And I know that I have conversations with people about that a lot, about trying not to get discouraged, because while I did well in my first year, again, I was on a team, so things were being handed to me, but I started in January. I think my first closing was in May or June, maybe May or June. So, I mean, it took a while to get going. But you know, what I did is I posted on social media. I'd go do agent previews of homes, and I would post on social media, out showing houses this morning. I wasn't showing anybody houses. I was showing me houses, but nobody knew that, because it's the appearance of success, and people want to work with somebody that they think's, you know, successful. I mean, so I I would do that. I took time to really learn as much as I could. Listening, being in the office and being able to listen to people on the phone, that's huge. Because I still to this day use a lot of, Joe Ward was my team lead at Remax back in the day. And I listened to him talk so much that to this day, I say the same things, you know, I use the same little quotes and stuff, but I learned a lot from that, just from listening, because it does help to do that. What else, Joe, would you say? First year.
Huh. Well, I had a good mentor. That's correct.
Yeah, good call.
Step out of the doghouse now.
Just be true to yourself. I mean, that's really sometimes when you're not doing business, and we even go through this now, like we're doing business, but it's a roller coaster. And we say either you're unemployed or you're swamped. And there's not a whole lot of in between sometimes. However, you just have to keep plugging. And I think, you know, if you've ever been single for an extended period of time, the harder you try, like the harder it is to find somebody, right? And I think that sales, especially real estate, it's just an emotional process. You're going to find that connection. Social media is free. That is a piece, you know, you can boost and pay for paid ads and all that, but you have to take advantage of the things that don't cost you money. I've sent out plenty of handwritten cards and notes. I mean, there's a cost involved with that, right? I can't really measure that, but the more time you spend doing it, it's easier to get discouraged and sit on the couch and wait for the phone to ring. But that is not a successful business model. You just got to keep doing it.
No. All right, last one. What's next for y'all?
World domination.
Can I jump on that bandwagon with you?
No, it's definitely growth. It's definitely growth. I ultimately would like to end up at the beach. I mean, that's just how it is. And so if we could really grow our business here and have it self-sustaining and, you know, be able to go back and forth, that is my dream. So we're currently hiring an admin to help run things for our team. And we're excited about that. I look like that. We're excited. I'm excited, right?
Yeah, we joined Keller. You know, we get the question a lot. Why did you partner with Keller? Because we've kind of done our own thing and we've been successful, but the people here are really the difference. Like we don't get this sitting at the table at the house or in the coffee shop or the co-working space. You don't get this. And there's a ton, whether you've been here 2 weeks or 22 years, you have something to offer to somebody else. And so don't ever think that you don't, that, you know, hey, I'm brand new. You've bought and sold rental property already, and you just got your license. So I've not purchased rental property. I have homes now that I probably should rent out, but I'm going to sell them. So anyway, don't sell yourself short. But being here is it's a big win for us. It's a big plus for us. We're excited, obviously. Jackson and Brian, I think they like Wendell now. So absolutely.
And I have one thing I want to end with about what you said also. I showed a house when I first started. Somebody called me and wanted to see $1 million property. I was so excited. I mean, this was in 2017, 2016. So I went and showed them property after property after property. I took so much time with this couple because I was like, I mean, this is fun, you know, yeah. And
I was not in real estate, so I was like, you better.
So excited. And they said, you know what? We've decided we're just going to renovate our house. And I was like, okay. And they back up to the lake. And I totally understood. I was just like, I was devastated, but I said, thank you, you know. And they said, thank you so much for everything. What can we do for you? And I said, well, you just, you know, remember me and send my name out to anybody that says they need a realtor. Well, from that one like I didn't get paid on that one. We have sold to each of their children. We've sold to her mother. We have gotten referrals from each of the children. And we've done business for each of the children's friends. Wow. And I mean, if I just sat down and actually did the web of that one person that I spent time with that I didn't get paid on, but I had a good attitude and I followed up with them, and I've continued to, you know, she had cancer, I sent her a letter, like I continued to stay in touch, and it's just the power of relationships. So I just really wanted to.
That's the Go Giver. If you've not read that, it's a short read. Audiobook's pretty easy as well. So you don't have to make money on everything. You connect the dots and add value, and it comes back to you. Comes back to you for sure.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much. Thanks.
World domination.
It's coming. All right.
When's the first committee meeting?
All right. So so next, all right. We're gonna run through some things. So Nicole, I have you next. Are you okay if we move move forward? You want to go like how long do you need? Minute, 2 minutes?
2 minutes. I'm flexible.
You come in, you show us what you got. So let's all give a round of applause for Nicole.
So this is, of course, my technology stuff, because y'all know this is my jam. Thank you for listening to me. So the reason I hesitated in upgrading from the old websites to the new websites was because y'all know I love events. That's my other thing. And I use the landing pages. And at first, the new website did not have landing pages. So I didn't like that, so I just waited. But now it does.
Yeah, thank you. Nice. Thank you, Nicole, for the new website.
Yeah.
I wish I would. The landing pages are so good.
So for the sake of time, I scheduled for this post to hit the Facebook group while we were doing this meeting. So the step-by-step is in the group, but I'll tell you, it's really easy. You literally, this screenshot kind of shows it. You go in command on the bottom left, you'll see your consumer web page link, click that, click edit my web page, and then it brings you up to this. And that third is landing page, and you can make them. Now, if you don't want to make them.
And I apologize. I didn't mean to rush you. You're good. You are good. You got time.
It's going down. World domination.
It's
Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, if he says that, then I'll show you real quick. We'll do it. I think this is Becky. Yeah. Hope you don't mind. No. Don't steal all my leaves.
Parents should more tasks.
I was gonna say, I'm thankful to see that task number.
We're gonna go down to consumer. Oh, Becky has the old one. That's it.
You gotta click upgrade.
Yeah, I do a lot with my personal command. That's okay. But y'all believe me. I don't want to waste time switching all through. We got to get back to.
We'll go up to the top.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll go back. Yeah. So, if you're upgraded, then when you go into the consumer tab, you'll see the link for your website, edit my website, and the landing pages pop right up. Now, the even better news, if you don't want to do this yourself, because I know so many of you enjoy doing all this tech stuff yourself, Scott Leroy can just do a lot of it for you. So I also posted this link in the Facebook group, Scott Leroy, KW.resources support. So literally, if you go to this page, you answer a few easy questions and tell him what you want, and he can add a mortgage calculator to your website. He can add a local school finder. If you've got listings, he can add featured listings. What's my home worth? Which we definitely needed because a lot of us were doing the golden letters and you want your QR code on that. So have him add the page, then do the QR code from it and send out your golden letters with your QR code. Now the upgrades on that are super nice. If they go to the website and put in their information, it will give them a range that their house is worth and let them click to contact you. Even if they don't click to contact you, you will still get notification that they use your site.
and it will push automatically to your command. So nothing you need to do but share the links for them.
So could you take that QR code and put it out on social media?
Absolutely. Yeah, so you could create a landing page for that and push that page onto your social media. Use it like Joe was just saying, your free access. And also there's a digital business card on there. Scott Leroy is super fast. If you put in these requests, he gets back to you within a business day. He just did a whole bunch of pages for me because I recently found the upgrades, right? For free. It's only going to cost you a few minutes of your time to go to the website that I shared and put in the request. Now, if you want to do stuff outside of what he offers, then go to command and click the landing page options for yourself. And there's several of them there. If you want to list your preferred vendors, you could do pages for events again. So there's a lot of utility. If you have trouble following the step-by-steps I've shared, just call me. I'm up there all the time.
When's your next tech class?
The 15th, February 15th. So we're going to do Facebook advertising and lead routing because there's a lot of automation that I don't think people know about. With the Facebook advertising, you can advertise your listing or somebody else's with permission. Then you can set those leads to automatically go in command. If you write a smart plan, then they can get emailed and text messaged, and you can even get a task to remind you to call them. There's a lot of stuff available. I'm happy to show you all of them. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nicole. That's a lot of extremely pertinent stuff for business. And now our mouse. So thank you, Nicole. And next, we'll get into if you were not in the ALC meeting, or you were not a part of the last team meeting or didn't see it on Facebook, we did make a vote with the ALC. That monthly fee is going to increase to $118.50 per month. That was decided upon here in the office on Monday. So if you weren't aware of that, definitely come to us afterwards, ask us questions around that. We'd love to discuss it with you, let you know what went into making that decision, and what all the new things that you can use through Command that will make you see value in that.
When is that happening?
That is happening February 1st. So that will well, not February 1st, but that will take effect in February.
So on your February bill?
On your February bill, yes, sir.
Which will go out February 10th.
Which will go out February 10th. All right, we have a big moment. All right, folks, welcome up, Brian.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday we had the advertising class. Thank you for everybody who came to that. But remember, with the free social media, that you cannot put out a blind ad. You have to let people know that, number one, you're a realtor, and number two, they need to know who you're with. So if you're advertising for services of any sort, you got to do that. And I'm just going to say it this way, it's just easier to put it on everything that you have. Just put it on there, right? Put your name and put like Keller Williams Platinum at the top, or Dash, or whatever it is. And then you've taken care of that piece of it. And that way, and the biggest thing is there's no one click or anything along those lines. It has to be on that first page or front page. Number two, you're supposed to keep a copy of all advertising. And I know my high D's in here because mine shudders every time I think about that. But just take a screenshot of it and put it into some type of a folder so that you have it. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up now is because, like, I think it was JCAR or North Carolina Regional MLS sent me a note, I think to all the BICs, saying, go check, I think it's Article 12 of the ethics, which talks about advertising. And if you've noticed, the advertising's out there, they're getting too loose. There's so many ads that are out there that you don't know if the person's a real estate agent, you don't know what firm they're with, et cetera, et cetera. And if you're posting a house that's being listed, you need to make sure that you give credit to whoever that house is being posted by. You know, so if you called up another company and they've given you permission to do it, listing provided by RE/MAX. All right, but you still even have to have listing provided by Keller Williams Platinum. The Real Estate Commission wants to be able to find out who they can contact like immediately, and that the consumer can see that as well.
And you can't just put Keller Williams, you have to put Keller Williams Platinum.
Yes.
It's not
Right.
Realty Platinum. It's
No,
Platinum.
Keller Williams Platinum is fine.
Okay.
All right, they'll know who that is. So we can just do that. All right, any questions around that?
Does it have to be on the actual picture if you're posting a picture, or does
No.
it have to be in the notes with?
Just basically on that front page, that as soon as that people see it, that they know that this is a real estate ad, basically, and that Y Realty is the firm, and that Joe or Valerie is the agent. They want to know that, you know, who you are and who they can contact immediately. Because I know in some instances, like what does MLS have? What is their app?
Home Spotter.
Home Spotter. A lot of times people will take the Home Spotter thing and put it out there, but on that first page, it doesn't recognize who the listing agent is or anything along those lines. You have to click into it, and then you got to scroll through it to find out who the listing agent is. That's actually, and I know that MLS is providing this, but that's actually would be considered a blind ad. You have to have it right there on that first front page that they know who it is and who they are. That's a great question.
What Brian's saying, if anybody needs the logo that's being displayed, I posted it in the Facebook group in the file section, if you just scroll down.
And by the way, if you're using command and you're using designs, all that stuff is in there already. All you got to do is just click the button and it puts in there. Each office is independently owned and operated, and it puts in all that information for you. Listing provided by, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It makes it super easy when you're doing those types of ads. Number 2, CE, make sure you're getting it done. You know, we're at the end of January already. You know, January 1st was, you know, just was right here. And of course, everything is due by June 1st. And it'll be June 1st before we know it. And especially if we start to get busy, things go by really fast. So jump on your CE, get taken care of. The other thing is too, is that for all the PBs that are out there, and we got a lot of newer people in here, get going on your post licensing classes. Don't wait. Because we have people that are running into that 18 months. Again, it goes by fast. You know, if you're doing anything, it's going to happen really fast. All right. I need you. Can you be my Vanna White real quick? All right. I need you to give you a marker. Where's the black on that? Here. All right. So real quick, as we were talking about databases and stuff like that, and we want to get into business and take care of business, is so 5 times 5, what does that equal? 25. All right, that's what I'm doing here. Is that's 5 contacts a day that we're putting into our database for 5 days a week. So that's 25. So I'm going to give you 12 weeks off this year. I'm going to give you 2 months off. So if you take 25 times 40, what is that number?
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 even. So if you just added 5 people to, yeah, wait until we get the right answer. If you just added 5 people to your database a day, all right, that's 1,000 people. Now you have to have them all on a smart plan. Now these numbers that I'm giving you, this is coming straight from Keller Williams. This is coming from Command. These numbers are, they have vetted them. Let's just put it that way. We know this to be true. All right. So if you had 1,000 and you just converted at 6%, you got 6% of those people to buy or sell a home in the next year. How many is that? 60 homes. How many would like to sell 60 homes?
That's 5 a month, 1 a week.
That's 5 a month. There you go. You can break it down into that. But let's say we take that 60 times, I'm just going to go with 7,000 for easy math as our gross commission income. 60 times 7,000 equals what? 420,000. You're almost halfway to being a millionaire real estate agent. Now, I'm not even talking about referrals. All right, because that's the other part of this too, is that you heard Joe and Val talk about this as they were up here, you know, through their sphere. And that's really what your database is your sphere, that they are getting referrals. And as you mentioned, that one person that you took out and they didn't even buy a home from you, you ended up with a dozen transactions, right? So if you added another 4% to that, you're going to be at 100 homes, right? So out of that 100, do you think you might have 40 listings out of there, or even out of the 60, you think you might get 20 listings? Yeah. So when we're talking about listings, they're everywhere. The fact of the matter is though, is that we have to do the work, right? And then so really quick, what's our belief around listings? Let's hear them.
List the last.
List the last. I want to hear the negative ones though, right now. What are the negative beliefs that we have around listings?
Too hard. I don't have enough experience.
They're too hard, all right? I don't have enough experience. What else are the other ones? What are you feeling right now when I say go get a listing? What would your reaction be to that?
Who, where?
Who?
Where?
Where? All right, thank you. How? Excellent. What else?
Pricing,
Pricing.
sellers are needy.
Sellers are needy.
They're sitting on low interest rates.
Excuse me?
They're sitting on low interest rates.
Sitting on low interest rates. All right, excellent. All right, so what's the opposite of all those?
There are people out there that have to move every day.
People out there that have to move every day. What's another opposite thought process?
They will sell, might as well be with me.
They will sell. It might as well be with me. Thank you very much, Michael. That is awesome. What else?
They might say yes.
They might say yes. They might say yes. What else?
Family dynamic changes, job changes.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we're going to do here, draw me a triangle, would you? Big triangle. And so what we're doing right here, right now, is that our beliefs are basically our state. S-T in the middle of that, right? State, S-T-A-T-E.
Thank you.
That's our state. All right. And those are our beliefs around it. And like I mentioned before, you have to change your beliefs in order to make a change in yourself. Right. And also in our business, because we only grow to the extent that what? Our business only grows to the extent that we do. Right. So this is something that you need to sit down and you really need to look at. Why do I have this belief around listings? Mine in the beginning too. Buyers are easy, right? Buyer raises their hand, we run towards them. Listings, I got to go out and I got to do a little hunting. I got to have a little skill, right? But the fact of the matter is, like Joe just said earlier, everybody has something that they can offer. And your skill is just as good as Joe's skill is. It might be different, but that's what you can do. You bring to the table what you have and you bring your experience to the table. And I know we're going to bring up a man here in a little bit. He's told me his listing presentation, and it's awesome. It doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be simple. All right. So one of the ways that we change our state is, and I'll spell this for you, I guess, because I don't even know how to say it, is our physiological, P-H-Y-S-I-O-L-O-G-Y. Physiology, yes, physiology. This is what we're feeling. This is what our body is. And so this is where you have to, and I know Gary talks about this in the MREA, that you got to have exercise. This is where exercise comes into play. This is where your mindset is. You got to get your body moving. One of the things that you noticed is that when Jackson had you stand up this morning and we walked around and talked to everybody, did you feel how everything changed within you? Did you feel the energy in the room change? So that's one of the things that you have to do then as well, is that when you get into this state that's not good, you have to get moving. You got to get some energy. And I know it's going to sound weird and it's going to look weird and everything along those lines when you're standing in your house or wherever you're working from, and all of a sudden you go, ah! Changes the energy, right? Get it out, change the energy. But all of a sudden now that warrior that's in you is coming out, right? Now you're not afraid to do something. So change your physiology. All right, the second part then is that we need to change our focus, because our focus equals our feelings, right? If we focus again on the negative, then that's our feeling. And then our feeling is, you know what, I can't find a listing. Maybe it's, you know what, I'm a listing machine. I'm a money machine. Like you just mentioned, I find listings easily. Everybody needs to move. They're moving today. Why not with me? Because you got to remember, what is it? 76 or 80% of the people that if you're the first person there, you get the listing. Yeah. I'm going to be first. Change your mindset. So you got to change how you're feeling. So that'll change your emotion. Then so that's going to be over here. That's focus there, right? And on the third side here is going to be your meaning or your language. How we talk to ourselves matters, right?
When you make a mistake, what do? You beat yourself up. Jackson, what do you always say to yourself when you make a mistake?
You don't want to hear that.
Well, I'm using you because I know. Stop. Because here's the thing is that perfection is really the lowest standard. And nobody's perfect. There was only one person that was perfect. At least in my world, there was only one person that was perfect, and they executed him. Don't be perfect. The way you learn here is to go out and do things. And the things when you're doing multiple things at one time and you're making mistakes, you're learning, you're growing. This has been a hard learn for me as well. We just have to understand that it's okay. I didn't lose. I learned, right? I didn't lose on that listing. I learned. You know, Valerie learned from not getting that listing. She found out after that, well, you know what? If I give good customer service and I provide information and they find it valuable, that they're always going to come back and use me. All right.
Hey, Brian, I could just throw one thing in there. When you're talking about making mistakes, or this audiobook I'm listening to about building yourself up, it says make sure you keep yourself up on your wins as much as you keep yourself down on your losses.
That's right. And celebrate your wins, by the way, too.
Yeah.
The other thing is, too, is on the bottom here, kind of goes around on the bottom here, is that identity shapes your choices. Who must you become to achieve what you want? And how can you strengthen that daily? You have to change who you are. That's the whole thing here, folks. If you are the same person in this room a year from now, you will have lost. You have to do something different. You have to become somebody different. And that's hard. That's hard for humans. We don't like change. And the other thing is, too, is that this thing up here, this is not our friend, because it has been wired for thousands of years to protect us, right? It's about running away from the saber-toothed tiger. It's about hiding, in the cave. It's about gathering food. That's all it cares about. It doesn't provide happiness. It doesn't provide anything else. That comes from within. And so the life that you want to live, you have to create it. This isn't going to happen. And I know that I talk about mindset a lot. And one of the things I guess I've just learned here, though, too, is that mindset is good to have, but if you don't have any action, it's a bunch of crap. We can't just lay there and wish that the food would get cooked. Now, I do this all the time, by the way. I guess that's where Uber Eats and DoorDash come into play now, because that's about as close as I can get. But you have to take some action. And that's what, again, Joe and Val were talking about. You got to take action. All right.
Brian, can I say one thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have two sentences, which I'm not going to say what they are, but I have a confidence issue. And I do, before I have to make a big phone call or a listing appointment or something, and I'm feeling kind of down on myself before I even go into it, I have two sentences that I just repeat over and over again, and they totally change my mindset. I mean, completely. But you have to find out what those sentences are to you. But I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference.
Well, that's right where I'm leading here, too, is that the last thing over the top here is that you need to create a compelling future. What does your future look like? What are you telling yourself? You need a reason to use your skills. Everybody in this room has skills, and you need to use them. Like Jackson mentioned before, we're looking for 136 basically closings a month. Really, right now, that's less than one per month for all the agents that are here. Right now, listing-wise, about 12% of our agents are doing listings. On the closing side of things, it's actually about 20%. So it's the 80-20 rule, but I want to break that. And the thing about it is that we've got PC coaching, and we're going to bring up somebody here in a second to talk about this as well. You're going to have opportunities to take care of this. You just got to raise your hand and reach out to somebody. All right. Any questions about that? Does this help?
Yeah.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you're just giving me some praise there? All right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Brian. All right, y'all, we are going to keep powering through. I know we are running long, but this is everything. I hope y'all are getting a lot from this, and I think you're going to get a lot from what we go over next. I'm going to skip through some of these slides because I want us to get to some of the most pertinent things. We do have a lot of stuff coming up on the calendar. Make sure that if you're not looking on platinumcalendar.com, that you have a physical copy, because we have some stuff like the tree. Yeah, go ahead.
10 seconds.
Yes.
2 things that are for me. If you can come tomorrow to 201 Day, it'll be me. And when I grow up, I want to be like Sydney Seymour, our regional tech trainer. So we're gonna get streaming her in the office, doing a bunch of stuff with the technology and upping your contact. So please come tomorrow if you have time. And the other thing is, right before that, we're gonna be doing a run through for the DEI Homebuyer Seminar. If you're not helping with that already and you'd like to, please come. We can give you a task and put you to work. What time are these happening? 10 a.m. for the Homebuyer Seminar run through. And then it's on Saturday also at 10. There's still time to advertise for that, all that info in the Facebook group. 201's at 1 o'clock.
All right, and make sure again, platinumcalendar.com. If you haven't gone on to it, that's going to have our updated schedule at all times. Platinumcalendar.com. If you hear about anything, you don't know when it is, platinumcalendar.com. And then next we have Becky up here for our MCA moment.
You know, I just want to say what I took from Val and Joe is you don't have to be a salesperson. You got to be a good human. That's all it takes. Please enter your request, your commission request within 24 hours of thank you. This keeps all of your reports up to date and our records on track. We have a lot of past due invoices from January. I know it's a tough month because our NAR dues are due, our TMLS dues are due, but we've got to get these agent invoices paid as well. Not paying them doesn't just affect you, it affects profit share because we still have to pay that bill to KWRI. So please get those paid. We do have the $25 late fee that we are now putting into effect. It's been in everybody's onboarding paperwork, but we weren't doing it. Now we are doing it because it's getting out of hand.
Do I need to repossess anything for you?
Actually, but I'll call you. 1099s and deduction. Oh, we're gonna do that last.
Next
Line and design. If you RSVP, yes, you're gonna get a $37 charge on your next invoice, whether you showed up or not. We still had to pay for your spot, so be on the lookout for that. All new agents have success lists now that the team has come up with to help you get your career going. If you did not receive one, you've onboarded within the last year, you did not get one and you would like one, come see me, we'll get you set up on it. Thursday and Friday are my transmittal days. I will not be available those 2 days. You can reach out to the rest of the team, and if it's something that I can help with, they'll let me know. How do I go to the next?
Hit the right button on the keyboard.
Okay, 1099 deductions and the KWPNG. Does everybody know what the PNG is? It's our policy and guidelines manual. It's about a 10,000 page book that we're all supposed to read. We are not supposed to 1099 your deductions. A transaction coordinator is a deduction as well as your Garner Family Fund donation. You are supposed to keep track of these on your expense log and your P&L, and your CPA or you are supposed to 1099 for those. We are doing it this year because I was not in the ALT meeting the other day to go over this, and the promise was made that it would be done. So we're going to do it this year, but going forward in 2024, we are not going to 1099 your transaction coordinators. Any questions? That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and I know a lot of us showed up today, or I know you didn't show up just for this reason, but we did talk about a big announcement that we had coming up. One of the things that we have found as a big need in our market center and for our agents is the another level of coaching once you've graduated from the productivity coaching program. And it's someone who can help motivate you, help inspire you And so for that, we have brought in someone who I'm gonna let him introduce himself. But we have brought in someone to help plug in, to help you fill that gap. And so I'm gonna introduce Ed Schmidt now, and Ed's gonna come up and tell us a little bit about himself and what he's gonna be doing. Ed, come on up.
First of all, who erased all my artwork? Vanna White, right? I'm going to refer to some numbers during this. Who thinks there's a shortage of business out there? Anybody? Anybody think that business is bad?
It's okay.
I don't have to.
Not bad.
What was that? They're slower, not bad.
They're slower. Yeah, they're not bad.
Live in the best location on the planet.
It's out there, I just gotta get it.
Okay, one, there's no such thing as a shortage of business. What some of you might be experiencing is a shortage of market share. Would you agree? All right. There are 70,000 sides plus. This is as of November, which means 35,000 listings closed. Plus, in the last year in the triangle. At an average of 5+% commission, because average commission is about 5.3, 5.4. Have an average sales price of $400,000. That means the average commission was 20 grand. If you do the math, how much money was shared with realtors last year? Plus, almost $1 billion. So there's no shortage out there. Like I said, it's a shortage of market share. I'm going to tell you two things about me before I get started. My face is going to get red. It's not red because I have high blood pressure. It's because I'm passionate. So if it gets red, don't worry. If I fall on the floor, worry. The other thing is my mind is constantly spinning. And where it stops is what comes out of my mouth. Sorry. Joe and Valerie, Brian, you have nailed it. You guys are exactly what the rest of you should aspire to be, if it fits your life model, okay? And the most incredible thing I think that you said is that you still want to grow. The company realizes that, how do we get there? I think the biggest, and I'm going to try not to be too redundant because these three took a lot of my thunder, okay? If you follow what they said, you will be successful, but how do you do it? If you're a brand new agent, 5 years in the business, no matter what it is, I feel everybody needs coaching. I've always had 2 or 3 coaches in my life since I was 5 years old. Baseball coaches, basketball coaches, which I failed at both, but they still help me grow, and especially business coaches. How many of you in here have experienced one-on-one coaching? How did it work for you?
Yeah.
You still doing it?
I stopped. But it was a good accountability.
Okay. How many are currently in a coaching program? Other than the new agent, the PC program at KW. Good. Is it working for you? Keep doing it. The company realized that they have a void. I think most people realize the value of coaching, so I'm not going to try to sell you on coaching, but I will give you 2 examples of it. How many have seen the Karate Kid? Okay. Remember where Daniel was in his life? You know, he was this really arrogant kid that moved from New York to California. And Mr. Miyagi came in his life because Daniel was getting the crap kicked out of him one day by all these kids. Mr. Miyagi jumps over a fence, saves him. Daniel says, I go learn karate. So he goes to Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi says, okay, I'm going to teach you the basics of karate first. So by the way, I have all these cars that need waxed. Wax on, wax off. I have this deck that needs sanded, sanded deck. I have this house that needs painted, painted house. At a certain point, Daniel freaks out on this. He says, I thought you were going to teach me karate. Mr. Miyagi shows him, demonstrates to him how he was actually teaching the basics of karate. Success is a daily commitment to the basics. You have to master the basics before you can commit to them. So the part of the learning process is not only understanding the basics, it's mastering those basics. And there's a 4-letter word that nobody really likes in this business called accountability. You need some accountability in your life to really keep doing this stuff. I define accountability as feedback without judgment. I'm not, as a coach, I'm never gonna judge. Period, end of discussion. But I'm gonna give you feedback. You were going to do this, you said you were gonna do this, you did this. What's up? Like I said, success leaves clues. Follow those clues, you'll be as successful as you ever imagined. I consider myself more of a life coach than a business coach. I mean, why are we all here? We're all here to make money, right? All right. How much money do you need? More important question, how much money do you need to live your ideal life? More important question, you really remember what your ideal life is. Do you remember what your dreams are? Life has a way of quelching those dreams. People have, you know, we all have a sphere of influence. Some of us are our biggest raving fans. I think the worst curse human race has ever experienced or any of us experience is peer pressure. Peers never want to lift it. They always want to hold you down because they're afraid they'll lose it in their life. We can't let that affect us. We all have our own vision for life, how we're going to live that vision, how we're going to take that trip, buy that car, own that home, see the world. I've been on 6 continents in my life. The only one I have no desire to go on is Antarctica. So it's too darn cold. That's why I moved to North Carolina to get out of Pittsburgh. What we're going to do is, what we have for you is a program that will take you from wherever you are in the business to wherever you aspire to be. Okay. Like I said, it's finished. You probably want to know a little bit about me. Okay, who does this guy stand in front of you? What, you know, because coaching brings, I think, an effective coach brings 4 things to put for you on their table: knowledge, experience, passion. Okay. And I'll get to the 4th one in a minute. Like I said, it took a lot of my thunder. Like most people in Pittsburgh, that's where I was raised. When I got out of the Marine Corps, exemplified by the way, I got a job in a steel mill. I worked there for 16 years. Not an easy physical job, but you didn't have to think. I realized I was losing knowledge. You know, I wasn't growing, so I decided to get in real estate. Bought a couple houses. You know, I see this big check passing from one, you know, from the closing officer to the agents. And I think I could do that. They really didn't do it. So I got my license in 1986. I've been in this business now for 38 years. And one of the first things I saw was missing are benefits in real estate. You know, and all I heard was, what independent contractor, you can't have a retirement plan, you can't have health insurance, you can't have this, you can't have that. Okay, I had to accept it for a while. I moved to an area as a brand new agent that I was unfamiliar with, because not only did I need to get away from the steel industry, I needed a fresh start. So I moved to an area called Marietta, Ohio. If any of you from Ohio know where that is. Excuse me. But I still didn't know what to do. So new experience. You know, most brokers out there said, okay, you know, there's the phone, start calling people, you know, do this, do that. And I was struggling. So I got my GRI and that helped me. By 1989, I was president of the board of realtors. I chaired the multilist. I was number 3 in the market. By 1990, I was number 1 in the market. Moved back to Pittsburgh in 1991. And I had a desire to figure things out again. You know, okay, you can't have health insurance. Why not? Like I said, you can't have a retirement plan. Why not? So I figured I needed to learn the other side of it. So when I moved back to Pittsburgh in 91, I decided to get into management. The company hired me and paid me the enormous salary of $500 a month to be an assistant manager of a Better Homes and Gardens affiliate. Excuse me. Helping people, helping agents grow. At a certain point, I guess they saw potential. They asked me if I wanted to recruit for the company. Sure, I'll do that. Okay, what do you want me to do? We want you to recruit. How do you want me to do it? Figure it out. First year, I hired 120 people for the company. They took me from there to a manager of an office. The manager, I became one of the vice presidents for the company. All along, I was trying to figure out how to do these things that everybody said were impossible. We were the first company to put together a retirement plan for real estate agents. First year, the agents donated over $1 million of their own money to that plan. And now just about everybody has a plan out there. It's not that hard. Insurance plans and everything else follow that. The one thing I could not get them to do, convince them to do, is to go from company-centric to believe the company is the reason agents are successful, too agent-centric. And what does that mean? It means that if the head of this company disappeared, would this company still thrive? Yeah, because of you guys. If you disappear, guess what? The company's in trouble. So the primary focus ought to be helping agents grow. In 1998, I stumbled across Keller Williams. At that point, there was no Keller Williams anywhere east of the Mississippi. Put together a partnership. We bought the first 3 franchises east of the Mississippi. We opened them in Pittsburgh market. I launched 3 market centers in about a year and a half, which I will never recommend anybody do. It's just too much. But again, I had a problem. I had about $5,000 savings. I needed about $1 million to do this. Everybody said, Ed, you're out of your mind. You got a good job. You're making good money. Why would you do this? Because it was my passion. It was my passion to help agents. It's my passion to develop a company like I found in Keller Williams. At that time, Keller Williams had 8,000 agents nationwide. They now have what? 150?
180, I believe.
Okay. Teamed up with Keller Williams, we built those market centers. And I'm just like, making a long story short, because I know you guys are getting hungry. Took us 4.5 years to become number 5 in the market out of 350 companies. It was incredible growth because we fed a need. In 2002, I started coaching with a company called Real Estate Champions. I don't know if you ever heard of them, out of Bend, Oregon, third sellers. Some of you attend conventions here. I also was a what they call master facilitator for Brian Buffini. That's where my passion comes in. This business in my life has been so good to me that it's time for me to give back. It's time for me, that's more fulfilling to me than anything, is helping people grow. Okay. I've put teams together. I was a broker for a property management company. I've built subdivisions from ground up. I've closed personally over 800 residential units. I sold 2 of the hardest commercial things there are to sell, and that is a gas station and a church. Figure that one out. So I have an enormous experience to share with you. But the bottom line is coaching is what gets us from point A to point B. You need somebody that one believes in the life that you're trying to build. First and foremost, it comes with you. You have to be, as Valerie said, learning based, because there's so much knowledge out there. I can remember when I was about 12 years old, my dad said to me, if there's every day it goes by that you learn something, you might as well curl up and die. I thought, wait a minute, when I get out of high school, I'm going to know everything, right? It doesn't work that way. You have to continue to be learning best. I read something the other day I think was appropriate. It says, if you're unwilling to learn, nobody can help you. If you're driven to learn, nobody can stop you. And I think that's absolutely true. I'm here to help you grow step by step through your career. Okay, one-on-one coaching. The other example I want to give you. How many of you heard of Tom Brady? Okay, #1 quarterback. I mean, probably the best quarterback ever. In 2020, Brady entered the draft. I mean, we're talking about somebody who's probably, as I said, the greatest quarterback ever to play the game. That's the number he came up in the draft. He was the 199th pick in the 6th round. He wasn't the best of the best. Best of the best, the Heisman Trophy winner, went, I think, #2 that year. But somebody saw talent in Brady, and his name was Bill Belichick. The combination of Belichick and Brady developed a team that won more Super Bowls than anybody else, the New England Patriots. If you want to take your business from where it is to where you dream, to where it can fund the life you absolutely dream, I highly recommend you get in this program. One question you all have, okay, what's it going to cost? It's not going to cost you a dime for 3 months. Okay, the company is going to take care of it. So if it's, well, I'd like to get in trying, I want to get into coaching, but I can't afford to get into coaching, that objection's been eliminated. If I want into coaching, but I don't know if the coach is right for me, so I'm not willing to sign a 1-year contract. There is no contract. All I ask from you is a commitment to grow, a commitment to learn, a commitment to go from where you are now to recognizing any and every dream you've ever had. because there's nothing stopping except self. Don't believe the self-limit or the limiting beliefs of other people. Don't put the burden of self-limiting beliefs on yourself. It doesn't work. In a nutshell, that's it. I know you guys are getting hungry. I could talk, believe me, Jackson would say, I can talk for days. Okay, I can share stories with you for days. Do you have any questions, first and foremost? See, there's a sign-up sheet back there. Marcus, if you start passing around, the only criteria is that you have to be through the PC program before you get into coaching. If you're interested in learning more or want to get started in coaching, fill in one of those times, please. I'm going to spend about 30 minutes with you going over things, answering any questions you have one-on-one. I hope everybody in this room takes advantage of it. I really do. Because again, what the heck, why not? I guarantee you, if you follow what I say, if you follow what Valerie and Joe said, what Brian said, you will be successful. And any portion of this number that you need will be yours. Okay? The other number I want to show you. Just a thought. Does anybody know what that number is? What it means? How many of you are currently in the Keller Williams profit share?
Isn't that Brian's salary?
I wish.
How many believe in the Keller Williams profit sharing program? Like I said, how many people are getting money from the Keller Williams profit sharing program? That's how much money I've gotten from the Keller Williams profit sharing. As of the end of last year, $812,396.47. What can I say? It works. Okay. That amount of money can be yours. And it's not going to happen tomorrow, but it can certainly happen over your lifetime. It's anybody in this room that can't use that much money at some point in their future. Rhetorical question. I truly hope each and every person in here initially or eventually gets into the program. I guarantee your success if you follow it. I will never judge you. I'll help you. Okay. And like I said, I really have a passion to do that. Again, any more questions?
So Ed, this is for you coached folks like Val and Joe. You've coached $30 million, $50 million producers, and you coach brand new agents. So this coaching program that you're going to be rolling out here, and like I said, in this case here, we have to graduate from the PC program. But really, you're willing to meet with anybody from 4 transactions up to
400. There's really nobody, level-wise, there's nobody in this business that I haven't coached. I've experienced a lot of the stuff, as I said myself. I'm blessed and honored to say that 3 times I've been chosen by my local board to be Realtor of the Year. Okay, there aren't too many people, that I'm patting myself on the back a little bit, that have this kind of resume. I believe in this business. This business is fun to the life that I find incredible. I was raised in Pittsburgh in poverty. My parents never owned a car, they never owned a house. And I'll share one quick story with you. I remember going to a friend's house. I was probably 13 years old. And Mrs. Flicker said, just upstairs, go up, get ready. So he's up there brushing his teeth. And I noticed the toothpaste tube had this little key on it. I'd never seen one. It just kind of pushes the toothpaste. We all have. So I never saw it. I said, what'd you get? I said, we just get stuff in the mail all the time. We don't get anything in the mail. My parents never had more than a 1-bedroom apartment. And I had a closet. So at that point, I said, I'm going on home. Period. End of discussion. We set goals that are important to us. The key is never to forget what those goals are. And you're going to hear a lot of semi or really boring stories from me in the past, but they're demonstrations, illustrations of what I'm saying. One of my goals was to climb a high mountain. I'm deathly afraid of heights. So I've climbed Kilimanjaro twice. Okay, so no matter what your goals are, know that you can achieve them. Nothing can stop you other than yourself. We all need to learn. We all need to learn for the balance of our lives. I will be planning on my deathbed, I guarantee. And we need that. You know, so many times you hear, well, you can't, when I decided to start Keller Williams, in kind of harsher terms, everybody told me I was out of my mind. They'll never succeed in Pittsburgh because 62% of the business was controlled by the big four companies in Pittsburgh. Like I said, we became number 5 in 4.5 years. Nothing is impossible other than what you accept as possible. The phrase is, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're going to be right. Open your heart, open your dreams. God has blessed us all. He's blessed us with those dreams. And has given the passion, and has given us the passions and the talent to live those dreams. Set them free. Don't be afraid, because that's the only thing that can stop it. Your faith has to be bigger than your fear, and you'll achieve wondrous things. Nobody has to climb a mountain unless it's part of it. Nobody has to scuba dive unless it's part of it. What is it for you? I will help you get there. That's my commitment. Any other questions?
Do you do it here? Do you do it virtually? Do you do it?
I'm sorry?
As far as the coaching goes, is it a virtual thing? Is it a
No,
in-person
one-on-one,
thing?
face-to-face.
Okay.
Okay, we'll meet in the, I'll give you a little bit of instruction. Anybody that signs in, like I said, if you're even interested in learning more, please just spend a half hour with me. We'll get to know each other. I need to understand what it is you truly want to achieve. We'll put together a business model consistent with where you are to where you want to go. It's just like any other journey, you need a starting point and where you want to end up. Once we have that, if you guys are doing so much right, almost I can't think of anything you're doing wrong, right? Okay. But you want more growth. If you want my help, I'll be there for you. And again, it doesn't matter where you are in this business, brand new or highly successful. We all have room to grow. How many in this room are making all the money they could possibly ever need to live the life of their dreams? Please. How many in this room that have been in real estate for a while are working too many hours? Nobody's working too much? Jackson, you need to talk to them.
They're doing it, and I guess everybody's working the exact right amount.
Nobody wrote. In 1986, the Department of Labor Industry did a study. Conclusions to that study, the real estate was the industry with the lowest life expectancy and the highest divorce rate, second only to police officers. This business can consume you. 2 reasons why most people get into real estate. You can make as much money as you want. There's no limitations based on what an employer thinks you're worth. And number 2 is you have the freedom and flexibility of setting your own schedule. Most realtors never do it. You need to take control of your life. We're all different in this room. The Lord blessed us with all equally one thing. 86,400 seconds on our day, period. If you have less than that, I'm sorry, you're going to die today. Other than that, that's all the time we have. Success is determined how we effectively use those seconds to live our goals, to make our money, to live our goals, to spend with our family. Real estate should not be the important aspect of your life. Family first, health, vacation, dreams, all those things are much more important. The only purpose of real estate, and if you disagree with us, see me later, I'll give you a shot to erase all that stuff. If you really think the real estate is the most important aspect in your life, you need to rethink things. The only reason, as I said before, to be in this business and any business is to fund that lifestyle, period. So we'll put together, time management is crucial. Like I said, you're limited to 86,400 seconds. We'll put together a time management schedule that focuses on life first, business last. I have clients that are making over $400,000 a year working 3 days a week without a team. Okay. Any other questions? If you don't want to get into coaching, that's fine. But to do yourself and me a favor, please set your dreams free. Live life to the fullest while you can. One more thing. Here's what I want you to think about. What one thing are you dying to do in your life that you can't see yourself doing within the next 12 months because of time or money? Okay? Ask yourself this question. God forbid you got news, horrible news, you only have a year to live. would you do those things? Or that thing, or that, you know, climb that mountain, swim that ocean, go on, take the kids to Disney World, or whatever it is. Most of you, I think, would. And the question is, how do you know you have a year? How do we start planning those things now, start achieving them before it's too late.
Thank you very much. That'll be coming around again. It is the goal that you graduate the productivity coaching program, and we move on. Ryan is giving us our mortgage minute, and that is that rates are below 6.5. Rates are
down to 6.5 today, so it's a good time to buy a house.
Right? And our sponsor is Reminder Media. Jeff, do we have you? Then we're going to break into where we have Nolan.
I'm an imposter. It's actually Nolan. Jeff and I work together. How you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I appreciate you guys making a couple minutes. Is it okay if I share my screen with you all?
There you go. Yeah.
I assumed the close there. I just put it up, so hopefully that's okay. So, hey, this is awesome being able to sit in this meeting. Lots of really good info. It's funny, this morning I was looking at some of the updated statistics we look at from NAR. A report, if you have never looked at this before, very simple report they publish every year called the Profile of Home Buyers and Sellers. Super helpful. And you guys are hitting on a lot of the major points there that I want to tie in a little bit. So here's what I'm going to ask. Okay. You guys have covered a ton of good things. My hope is in just a couple minutes, I want to share one tool to help. Okay. One option to help with a lot that you're talking about. So I'm feeling like it's lunchtime too. We'll make this quick. I'll get you guys some good info and then we'll get you out of here for lunch. I think Jeff had lunch delivered just a little bit ago. Okay. Here's what I want to preach to you guys. Your ability to generate referral business is just crucial beyond what I could exaggerate for you. And so you guys touched on a lot of these points already earlier. I want to show you a couple of data points. And I think what I'm going to try to illustrate for you is all of you like a referral, and yet it still doesn't get as much of attention as it should. Okay, so here's what I mean. Look at this really quick, okay? 56% of buyers, great, 68% of sellers will either use an agent that they'd already worked with in the past, or what's actually more likely is they got referred. So it was a friend, it was a neighbor, it was a family member said, hey, use my agent, they're great, you'd love them. Okay, so this part shouldn't be super surprising. We should know this is the majority of closings that happen. There's some kind of personal relationship that got them there. Okay, now here's a pop quiz. I'm going to put things in context really quick. What percentage of sellers would you guess did not do that? So they didn't know the agent, they didn't get referred to them. It was somewhere online they found this agent. So think Zillow purchase leads, Realtor.com, Google, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, any online source you could possibly think of. What percentage of sellers do you think found their agent they used online? What do you guys think?
32%.
It's a great, somebody's doing the math. I like this. It's a good guess. That's about what most people guess, 30, 40%. Real answer here. Look at this. This is really, I think, really stark. It's 5%. So I'm not saying don't do anything there. There's some really useful touches online. What I am saying is when you're looking at how to grow your business, play the smart money. So here's all the other ways you can try to get clients. Here's your relationships. Here's command. For those of you that maybe haven't been super diligent getting your contacts in command. I'm not pointing any fingers. Okay, I want to show you one last thing. This is what the budget goes into for the average realtor. So there's a lot of things you got to put money into, part of being in this business. One that we look at every year is relationship building expenses, according to NAR. So what this is they have a bucket that like a postcard wouldn't count. A flyer, an email, things like that. Those are all good things. What NAR is trying to measure here in this bucket is, hey, is there anything that you're doing for your clients that's different, right? That's probably not the same thing they're getting from some other agent, some other business out there, or is it kind of, we just sort of doing the basic stuff, which is not bad. I'm not saying to scrap all that. Here's what I'm saying. That stat that you guys shared, it's 81% of listings that happen, they will use the first agent they talk to. Here's another stat in that report. I don't want to go on too many stats, but I want to just share one other one that's really crazy. After the sale of a home, most clients say, yeah, we'd love our agent. It was like 90% say, yeah, we love our agent. They're great. We'd recommend them. Do you know how many referrals those people usually give their agent? 1 over the course of their career. So what we know is those clients appreciate you. You did a great job. It was a good relationship, good experience. They're willing to refer you, and then they just forget. So that's our goal, is to say, hey, can we make sure that doesn't happen, and that those listings that should be within arm's reach, somebody is looking to sell, why not you, right? Why not you? Let's make sure they come to you instead of somebody else. The primary way we do that are our Pretty Little magazines that some of you guys have seen over the years. Okay, now we've added some things, so stay with me here. If you've heard of the American Lifestyle magazine, we're still doing that one. We've added 3 other publications. The only difference is the themes of the articles inside. So same price, same layout, same quality, just different topics. It's a little bit something different. But when we're trying to think, hey, what can I give to that client that stands out? Okay, here's one solution that's really good. I'm going to show you just how these puppies look, and then we'll open up for questions in just a sec here. So anywhere you see Stacy, that's where we're going to put your info. So you're right there on the front. It's really obvious who it's coming from, right? So that way they don't just move past it without even noticing. And then there's like 30 to 50 cover options. So just kind of depending on your style and personality, there's plenty of choices here that'll fit well with you. Inside, there's a little letter to the recipient. We can make that say whatever you'd like. We could make it say different things for different people. Just somewhere where you can check in, let them know you appreciate them, you're thinking of them. It's good. There's a couple of these tear out cards. Get creative. Okay, we'll give you templates, but you could put recipes, you could put event invitations. If there's a nonprofit that you're partner with, we could put something there. Call to act. I mean, we could do anything, but it'll have your info, something nice they might slap on the fridge. That's kind of the idea there. And then this, I'm just going to flip through this really quick. It's 48 pages. It's not just like a little brochure. There's no ads. There's no other businesses of any kind. We're not selling any space in here. All the content that we put inside is just stuff we think they're going to enjoy. So there's stuff about the home, travel, arts, culture, cooking, interviews, a little bit of everything. If you're a fan of the TV show The Office, this is Jan. She was in The Office. You'll know who I'm talking about if you watch that show. And then I'm going to skip to the very end. So the whole back cover inside and out is also yours. And we can do really whatever you'd like. We could put your listings there, your reviews, market updates, upcoming events, pictures of your puppy dog. I mean, whatever you want to do, we could put those things. But all these little touches I'm mentioning, we're going to give you an assistant. We give you templates. We try to make it really, really easy. But that way, when you're following up, you've got something in your tool belt that is different, that helps you stand out, especially as we move into spring. One quick check here. I saw somebody put in the chat. Are you guys able to see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay,
we
cool.
Can't,
Yeah.
in the chat, we cannot see the screen. We only see you.
Yeah, no, we can. I was just about to type to you, Lisa. You need to change your view to speaker up at the top right, because I can see his screen.
I did, and I still don't see it. I still see him.
Sorry about that.
Well, I see him on my right, and his picture on the left. There's an option for that.
No,
I'll shoot over an email with some of my info so you guys can check it out. But I think I'm sharing it best I can. So sorry.
Yeah,
if it's not
and you
coming up.
guys can watch the recording afterwards to go back and see it, because we'll post that in the link.
Awesome. Hey, one last thing I just want to say. Actually, let me just pause here. I'll go over pricing in a second. Questions, guys. What kind of questions might you have about how this works, timing, pricing, customizing? What can I answer for you about how this works?
We had one question now. Is how much?
That's always the one. Yeah, all right, cool. Let's talk about numbers. So there's 2 things that go into the price. The upfront cost is there's a one-time fee, $99. Well, it's usually more, but we're going to take care of you guys for letting me hop in here. So that's all you pay up front. Then you never ever pay that again. Now, what you get with this is you get an assistant from my team. So don't tell me you're too busy. All right, they're there to take some work off your plate. You also get exclusive rights of the mailing list. So whoever you want this to go to, they're only allowed to get this from you. They can't get it from some other agent, some other business. So again, it looks special. Okay. 2 other things that we've added in here. Actually, I'm just going to mention one because you guys have a similar tool with KW. We don't even need to get into that. This one's really good though. We give you some really, really, really in-depth data that goes way further, way creepier than other sources that you're going to look at. What it's doing is it's predicting who we think is going to buy or sell soon. So we're looking at property records, we're looking at family changes, job changes, internet behavior, their age, their equity, all kinds of stuff. But it's a really, really good way to see who in your database and who in your farm might be looking to move. I do not recommend sending this randomly to just a whole community of folks you don't know. But if you do want to use this to kind of cherry pick out of that farm, we can. Or if you want to use this data to show you which of your past clients might move again soon, that's a really good way to use it as well. So this is included. Everybody gets graded every month. We give you the updates and keep it rolling. The only other cost with us is the price per magazine. It's $4.49 a copy. That includes all the custom work, printing, shipping, postage, delivery, straight to the client. It's less than a Hallmark card. to invest in those relationships. And the minimum is 50, which is right about a number of your colleagues are using this. I probably should have said that earlier. And most of them are doing, it's 63 copies, 70 copies, 52 copies. So you're not trying to send out 800 of these, right? You're handpicking folks that deserve something different. And that's usually who you'll hit these with. And then look, last thing. Your commitment is one mailing. If you're looking at your follow-up and you're looking at this year saying, yeah, I need to do better. I got to grow. There's room for improvement. I'm not asking for a hand in marriage. Okay. I mean, I'm going, hey, let's try it once. If you like what we're doing, great. There's a new one of these every 2 months. We would love to be consistent with you. Help program in 6 of those 36 touches a year. Done. If you try this and you're like, it's not for me, go do something else. That's totally fine. But it gives you the chance to do something a little bit unique and then evaluate and call the client, right? That's actually another touch baked in. Follow up afterward. Hey, what'd you think? Hey, did you like the magazine? Hey, did you like that article? Whatever. But it's a really, really good way to stay top of mind compared to what your competition's doing. So that's the idea. I've got one last little cherry on top that I'll give you guys as I say goodbye. Anything else? Don't be shy. Real estate agents are usually really shy people, right? Any other questions I can answer before I go?
Is the minimum 50 copies?
50 copies is the minimum. Yep.
How long is this pricing good for?
In perpetuity. We'll usually keep the setup fee discounted for like 2 weeks. Everything else I'll share with you guys will just be open. So yeah, $449 would be yours. Yep. Cool. One last thing. This is all my info. I'm going quick. I'm from New Jersey. Actually lived most of my life in Philly, not super far from Pittsburgh. So Ed, we're kind of neighbors here. If you have questions offline, let me know. If you're a new agent, there's a whole new agent program. Let me know. If you want to talk more, just let me know. Happy to connect with you. If you're interested, scan this little QR code. It gives you free stuff. So there's your little cherry on top for not procrastinating, kicking the can down the road. Hit that little code. It gives you some freebies if you want to try this out. And we'd love to see if we can help you. All right. But otherwise, I appreciate you all making time. Thanks for letting me jump in. I hope this has been helpful for you. And look forward to hearing from some of you soon. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nolan. We will leave that QR code up, and I have nothing more to say. Y'all go eat. Go eat. Thank y'all so much for coming. Go get food.
No, because Kelly has the how to research a home class.
How to research a home class coming up.